Pardon me as I make myself a nice coffee here. Yeah. Alright. I'm waking up. I think it's around 3 in the afternoon, but I'm normally awake at night anyway. So, yeah. I had another workload experience. I'm sharing that with all of you. For those of you who are new to this channel, I often drink something in my videos for two reasons. The first reason being that I'm a food blogger and I wind up with things sitting around. You know, this was at the discount market. And so I bought a couple of them to write a review because they were inexpensive. And after doing so, you buy, typically with something like this, you buy 3 of them. And the reason being is you buy one for the review or to consume during the review, you buy one for the photograph, and you buy an extra just in case something happens. So when you're done, I got that on my 4Ocean bag. No, my 4Ocean bag. That's not going to come out. Ugh. Anyway, so I'm waking up here. So you buy 3 and then you consume one for the review, and then you've got 2 more. And normally the time you take the picture of the review may be sometime from when you write the review. So you have the extra 2 to consume at that moment so you can know what it is you're reviewing, But then, you've got them sitting around. So I use them in these videos in order to use them up, in order to have a reasonable consumption rate, because you don't want to consume anything too quickly. That's generally a bad thing. And the second one being because I feel it enhances the video. Further along those lines, for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets from 4Ocean. 4Ocean then pulls a ton of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. I am giving every person on YouTube an opportunity to do something for the environment by supporting me. Not a big thing for the environment, but, it takes a lot of us to make a difference. And I wanted there to be something that I could do for the world, that I could have people do for the world for free. So, every time I make one of these videos, if you guys comment, making the world better. Anyway. So, a few months ago, I entered into what I call my burn down protocol, which means that I am making a high volume of blog posts and YouTube shorts and videos like this because I am running on Windows 10 computers, and these Windows 10 computers, they're just not going to last forever, So I have something of a quota of like 39 total per day. And I'm way behind. I have a process where I have a file folder on my computer, and a file goes into that folder every time I finish something. And this file folder has the date I should have completed the folder, the date I actually started the folder, the date I should have started the folder, the date I actually started the folder, and the total number of files that should be on there for it to be complete, and I'm way behind. And the thing being is that once I complete all of these files, well, that's when I'm supposed to get rid of my Windows 10 computers, because you're breaking them down. You're doing this huge amount of work, and the computers at that point should be at the end of their life expectancy, because Windows 10 will no longer be supported and it will be open to hacking. Now, whether that's actually going to happen or not, I don't know. I currently own a number of Mac computers that I will be switching to on the actual date of the last update, so that I can keep using my old computers, but I have to sign out of everything, and I have to start uploading from the Mac computers. But a YouTube short takes a lot longer than you'd think it would. It's a 1-minute video. Some of these videos are only 30 seconds. Some of these are only like 15 seconds. And, there was one day I made 45 of them. And I wanted to make a lot more because I'm way behind. So, that's not the only thing I did that day. I have 6 blogs, I have 6 YouTube channels, and the general goal is to have content on all of them a year in advance. So, you've got this, but one of the things I'm doing is I'm converting my old blog posts into YouTube shorts. So I've got thousands of these things to do. Easily 10,000 of them. So I'm just working and working and working and working and working. But, you would think that it's like, how long does it take to make a YouTube short? It shouldn't take that long. And not only should it not take that long, but it's like, what I will do is I will record so many shorts, and normally it's 5, because that's just what the program, like, it does a straight line of 5 files, and it's like, okay, here are the visuals for the shorts, here's the audio for the shorts. I've got a total of 10 files in there. They're all nice and neat and lined up, and that's what I do. And then, okay, while I'm rendering that, I'm watching something on my other computer, and then I have this flash drive that I load them all onto, then I load them onto the upload computer, and, there you go, and you're going, like, how long should this be? And one day, I filmed, I created, I finished 45 of these things. And I remember it was midnight, and I was like, okay, I wanted to do more, but I've got to watch a movie now because I review movies on my other channel. So I started uploading, and I was watching my movie, and as I'm watching my movie, I'm clickety-clacking away here, uploading all these shorts and, doing all the information for them. And that was yesterday. I spent more than a day. It's the 3rd day I'm working on these same 45 YouTube shorts. I only have like 10 of them left, I think, or maybe 5 of them left, or something like that. But wow, it takes so much longer than you think it would. And this is, again, it's not to say that's the only thing I did for all that time. You know, I was in here filming videos, I was rendering videos on a third computer, and, you know, I'm just looking at this going, I don't know how much work I actually did in these 3 days. I mean, I know it's more than 40, but really the volume of total blog posts and videos and whatnot, it should be somewhere around 120 is where I would have liked to have been at a minimum. And it's just like, wow, you know, it doesn't comprehend how much time it takes for you to do these things. And then, of course, I don't remember what time I went to sleep. It was early in the morning. Maybe it was 12 hours ago. I tend to sleep for half the day. But I mean, you know, I didn't want to sleep. I wanted to take a short nap and then get back to work, which is always what I want to do. But it didn't work out that way. It really didn't. So here it is. You know, I'm making these videos and I'm just pushing and pushing and pushing, and this coffee is like 3 days old. I don't know. It's one of those things that it's like, yeah, once my breakdown protocol is finished, I go back to a more reasonable workload. And theoretically speaking, you know, at that point, I'm buying new computers, theoretically anyway. And not only am I buying new computers, but I'm replacing older equipment, and this equipment should be faster, and you know, all that sort of stuff. But I mean, it's not uncommon for me to be rendering a video on my mainline computer, rendering a video on my backline computer, and then doing something on my, like, 3 computers going at once is not uncommon for me. It's just, you know, that's the world I live in. And even with 3 computers going at once, I'm still having the dickens of a time filling this quota I've set for myself. And you might be like, well, why don't you just say to hell with it and not do that? Because no one is telling me I have to do this but me. No one is telling me I have to do this but myself. And the answer is very simply that, well, you know, I have all these things I want to do. And it's like, with this channel, I want a year's worth, 3 videos a week, a year ahead of schedule. And then YouTube Shorts, at least a year ahead of schedule, but I mean, that's just not going to be enough. I'm going to have YouTube Shorts, assuming I actually start making headway. You know, I think I've got almost a month's worth of YouTube Shorts. I do 3 YouTube Shorts a day on this channel. Assuming I'm making headway, you're talking about years ahead of schedule, because, you know, I do a blog post every day. I've got 10 years worth of blog posts that I need to convert into shorts. And I don't always just do 1 blog post per day. Sometimes I do 2 of those blog posts per day. Sometimes I will even do 3, depending on, you know, if something interesting comes up and it needs to be reviewed immediately. So that's a thing. So really, with this channel, it's like, yeah, 3 years ahead of schedule, you're going to need 3 years ahead of schedule, you're going to have these YouTube shorts. And then there's like another channel where I think it's the same sort of a ratio. And then once you're done with that, it's like, okay, just every time a new one comes out, that's what you just convert it then. You don't really want to do converting things ahead of time. It's just one of those things. Anyway, I know this probably doesn't make a lot of sense to you folks, but it's just one of those things. Is this video is giving you a look into the highly technical and jargon-filled world I live in, where I'm trying to become a influencer, I guess. I guess that's what I'm doing. And, it's like, yeah, this is a 100-hour-a-week job, and you have to really learn how to manage your time. And even if I did all that stuff, even if I got everything perfect, it still might not work. And even now, the reason I'm making this video, essentially, is I was working on my computer, and my computer started slowing down in such a way as I could tell that the buffer was full and I needed to clear the cache. So I needed to restart the computer. So I shut everything down, I closed all my programs, and I restarted the computer, and then I came in here to make this video. And, I mean, being a food blogger, one of those things that I often do is I'm hungry. It's time for me to make a video. It's time for me to go and review something. So even eating is an act of work at this point. I've gotten to the point where almost every part of my life is just consumed by this concept of work. And, that's one of those things, is that I don't know if I should focus on volume. Because as I look around here, this room is full of books. And I want to read all of these books. There's hundreds of books in this room. But reading a book takes like 20 hours. And if I'm behind on my work, I don't get to do that. And I keep telling myself, dude, focus, work. And there are days I get a little bit ahead, but most days I fall further and further behind. And you might say, well, I mean, it's kind of a finite number, your breakdown. Yeah, okay, but even when that's done, it doesn't mean everything's finished. It means you now have to maintain, and if you're far enough behind when you do finish, well, you're still going to be behind. It's a big thing. But what do you do? What do you do? Anyway, thank you for sharing this moment with me. I'm Richard. Hey, Astro, did you hear about the restaurant on the moon? Yeah, Nance, I heard the food was good, but it had no atmosphere. Now that was a corny joke, but you know what isn't a joke? A clean environment. And this channel will buy one of these bracelets I'm holding from 4Ocean for every 1,000 subscribers it gets. So you should comment, like, and subscribe. Support us so we can support a better world.